everybody, how are you? My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch, where I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Right guys, I hope you had a wonderful evening yesterday and you're all relaxed or you was busy creating something, whether it be for your loved one or for friends, family, or even to sell. Thank you for all, so much for your wonderful comments, and again, for your concerns towards my arm. I did go to the doctors again, as I said, and he couldn't understand why I can't move my arm in a certain direction. So I finally got through to the X-ray department after trying all yesterday, and I've got it a week tomorrow. So I'm on painkillers where they make me a little bit drowsy, so I have to be careful, when I'm taking them, whether I can drive or not. I don't want to cause anybody any harm while I'm driving, or myself. So thank you so much for all your wonderful wishes. Today I'm going to do a love art wreath. I'm going to stand up, but I'm going to do it flat on here. I have got, it has finally arrived, just a small stand where it attaches to my workbench. But oh my good gracious me guys, it's not a problem. I've tried it out, where it screws into the side of my workbench where you can look down from behind me. This arm on it, oh, it's like fighting with a piece of metal to try and get it in the position that I want it in. So until I don't know, sorted it, I'm going to just do it from the front. But I will get it sorted. It's only something simple. I got it off TikTok. It wasn't expensive, so I will use it, guys. It's what I've been looking for, just something simple like that. I don't want big stands behind me where they get in my way if I have to go down this way. So today I'm going to do a Valentine's Day wreath. It may be the last one that I do concerning Valentine's, because I don't tend to do a lot of them. So I've decided I'm going to use the sign that I have. You don't see me really put signs in very often on my wreaths, but I have got signs, but they're a bit too small. Hence the reason, I don't really put them on, because they are quite smaller than what I like. I prefer this size, which is the widest point. 11 inches to the widest point here. If you could see, I don't know if that's to here, from here. And the height is also 11 inches, so 11 by 11. So I've placed a bit of, I've took the hook off the back. It had a bit of twine on. I've taken that off. I've attached a bit of red ribbon where you can see in 3 places, with some floral wire, which I'm going to thread it through the wreath. And I've placed the ribbon on just to, make sure it doesn't come through the opposite side, and it hasn't. So that was good. So I've done that, and we're going to use that, but we're going to use it on the similar size wreath. I have placed a ribbon hook on it where it's got love hearts on just around the edging. This isn't wired, so I will be using that in a bit of a bow, but just for tail ends. So I am going to attach it. I've been playing around with it and it fits virtually perfect. So there will be a bit of grapevine around the edging that you see for me to place in my floral and foliage. So I want that in the center. So I may place a ribbon on the bottom, or maybe at the top or on one of the sides. Who knows? You know me, guys. Concerning the ribbon, that will come as we go along. So for our, oh, and the ribbon that I'm chosen is where it is a Hessian background and then just glittery love arts, and that's just all I've chosen. I think it came in 2 rolls, so I'm maybe near the end of the first roll, and I bought my own plastic spools, and I got those off Temu, and you can get different sizes for different size ribbons. So I got those, so I wrapped them both around the spool, so looking at it I may be coming to the nearer to the end of the first ribbon, but that's the one that we're going to use. Right, for our foliage, some of them I've got oddments and some not. I've found a few, I think 1, 2, 3, 4 of those type of ferns, which is the crocodile fern, and then I've got 1, 2, 3 of these rubber textured, oh, I've just pulled one off. Rubber, so it isn't 3, it's 2. So 2, I can make 3 by placing them on their own picks, but, and then 1, 2, 3, so I've got 5 if I place them on their own picks of those. So there's 9 in total to play around with and place on the wreath. And these are just slightly a different tone to what these are, and just slightly. So we've got those. I've placed some of my glossy green berries on. I've only done 5. I don't want to, you know, overpower it with these because they are a lime green, and by placing too many in, you know, your eye will be drawn to that. So I've only got 5. I have got my lamb's ear out today. I thought it's soft, you know, for the loved one, a soft touch, you know, a soft touch from the heart for love, and place that in. It's beautiful, velvety touch. So I thought that would be lovely in the wreath as well. Now I can't make my mind up. I've got a fresh stem out, guys, so a fresh stem, because I've got no more of the oddments left from my or any actually of my dusted twined fern, so I've got a fresh stem out of that. But then I've also got the mini boxwood out, where it's got a few oddments in with a rubber band around the few oddments, and then the longer stems. Oops, one's come off from somewhere, which I can't make my mind up. I've placed them again against you know, the floral that we're using, and they both look nice. So I was contemplating, thinking, well, because this is light and this is light, will it clash? So hence the reason I've got wispy bits in a darker tone. So I think I'll end up going with the boxwood. I've also got out 2 stems of my silver dollar eucalyptus. I always think these look lovely with roses, with anything really, but I've got those out because they're like a bluey grey tone to them. So we've got 2 of those. You can get these anywhere, guys, absolutely anywhere. And I've also got the deep emerald green orange bush out. So I thought I may chop a bit of that up just to place in for our red roses and to sit against something dark as well, as then you'll get your light effect in it also. We'll see. I do like the look of it. I have done things with dark foliage, with deep, because these are more like a deep red burgundy rose. There is 12 in here. I've got 12 out. I don't think I'm going to need 12, but who knows with me. So, but then I've only got 3 out. I've cut these stems down to get in the bucket of my beautiful, one of my favourites, lisianthus, or stoma, what some people know it as. It is beautiful. I even loved it when it was in the fresh flowers as well. So we've got just 3 of those. Because they've got 3 flowers and a bud on them, there's more than enough to maybe chop away or place in a full stem, again, to whichever you desire. So that's all we've got today for our lovely wreath for our loved one. So I'm going to place this on our, let me just get those in there, our wreath. So I'm going to bring the camera down. You may not see me, guys, but it's not about me. It's about the project. It's about you wonderful people watching and giving you some ideas to create your own beautiful arrangements. So let me just alter the camera. We may get disturbed because my son's coming home from work shortly and he's got to do a job for me, and he'll probably ask where the stuff is. So I'm gonna do like, I could come in a bit closer. Let me just move these bucket of flowers out the way. And let's see what it's like if I, oops, cable. If I come in a little bit closer. I think that may be better. So we'll keep it there and we'll see. So as you can see, I've placed on the wire on the back of the love heart, stapled it down with 2 staples, just to, you know, to give it that extra support. Now you can, I mean, I've got a bit of glue on here. It will melt off. Let me just get it hot because it's a bit too, I haven't got my glue gun on. I'm so naughty. Just shrink it down to size. That's just, I find that it's easier to get it off like this than struggling to pull. Just bear with me a moment, guys. I hope you've all been busy creating, doing some wonderful things. There we go, it's off. After so long, it starts getting thicker and thicker with glue. So I melt it back in the glue pan to just get it off. Right. So now you can get a little bit of glue, get your glue gun, again mine's not switched on, and just place a little bit of glue on the back there for extra, you know, support. I tend to like to just flatten it down. It looks a little bit messy because I've done it by hand, but you can, that looks better. Do it like that. Oops, glue string. And then do the other one. Because some people are a bit wary with the staples and think that they're not going to hold. I've got, I don't know what they're called, but the staples I'm using are what builders use. What joiners use. My husband's a joiner, so. Right. So we've got that there. So I'm going to use my weaving needle. Again, you can get these off Amazon. The plastic, you get them in a bag of 100 or 200, depending on how many you'd like. And a lovely lady, Linda, she gave me the idea, you know, and told me to give them a go because they're great to use. So that's, since then I've never looked back. So all I do is just place in one end of one piece of wire, bend it over, so obviously it doesn't come out. Let's just push it through our wreath, and it's much easier then to pull your wire through. And then you get the other one, do the same, but don't place it through the same area. Place it just slightly somewhere different so it's got something to grab on when you attach it or twist it. So I'm not going to twist that just yet, because I want to turn it over to make sure that I've got it in the correct position with the sign. And again, it's so easy. I'm so grateful that Linda's given me this idea. Probably many more of you already knew, but I didn't. That's on the same level. Go a bit higher up. There we go. Which I've never looked back since. I guess you can get some metal or steel ones. I quite like the plastic ones. They bend, as you know, into a position where you want them to go. And we'll go around here. So that's all of them in. So I just want to turn it over, and what I'm trying to do is line it up with the sides. I don't want, as you can see here, where you can see the gaps there. So I need to be pushing this slightly down. It's not the correct shape of what the sign is, but that will be covered up. And my husband used to tell me when I worked for him, placing your finger underneath, then place your nail on top, and that shows you how much of the depth is in. And then turn something round, and if it's the same, you've got this, because you can touch underneath, then you know you've got the same spacing either side. So I'm going to keep that like that. Get this one in place, twist it. I'll just twist that before I cut it. Do the same. And then I'll cut about an inch above where I've twisted the wire And then you can use your fingers, or I tend to use my flat nose pliers or needle nose pliers, because then I can push it in with that back into the wreath, and I have a bit more control. And plus, if you've got, you know, health issues with your hands, it's a great help. Plus with these, because they bend, you can tend to flatten it as well. So there we have our sign, all nicely on. So you don't have to worry about filling in inside the wreath around here, because it's all covered. So that is there. And what I want to do, you see, I may do a ribbon at a bow at the end. So I'm not going to do real, you know, big, lots of loops. I want this to be, you know, quite delicate. Let's pull off what I've got. Oh, no, I didn't pull off too much. I want it to be quite delicate, you know, with just a small amount of loops. So, get your bow maker. If you don't want any ribbon going up here, then just have it all coming down here. If I have any up here, because obviously the sign, I don't want it to cover the word love, so I'd only have small ones going up here. So yeah, about 6 inch. So then you place your 6 inch ones at the top. Up here, I'm showing it the way that you'd be looking at it. So this is the top. Twist towards yourself. Obviously, on as you're looking at it, I've twisted away. Now let's just see how big I require the loop. Yeah, I think 6 inch. So go to the 6 inch mark on your bow maker. Twist again towards yourself. I fold it in half. I find that easier for me than just pushing it in like that and then some of it being, you know, up there. I'd rather bend it down so you can see the pattern either side. But that's my own personal preference. Go to the 6 inch mark on the opposite side. And then again, twist towards yourself. Then I'm going to go to 5.5 inch with my tip of my ribbon, which is about there. Go back through the dowels. Twist towards yourself again. And just make, and then go to 5.5 inch on this side as well. So I've got that. And then I'm going to do one more. So then you twist towards yourself again. Some people twist outwards, some people twist towards themselves. I just find it easier with my hand movement to twist towards myself. And then I'm going to go to 4.5 inch because that is going to be our center loop. Then, oh, you see, I finished. Look, that was good. Then because I don't want any more loops, I'm not going to twist. So I don't want a really long tail end, because obviously I could place it here or here, but if I place it here, I don't want the tail end, as you can see, to go right down here. So I'd only have it about here, which is, you're looking at about 10 inch. So I've got all this left, so let's just dovetail that by folding it in half. The folded edge there, get your scissors, go down and go to the corner on the opposite side where the wire is, and you get that. So that may even look, so then I've got this left, and because I've only got one tail end there, I don't want that. I like to have two, a minimum. So I'll just dovetail this again. That's not very straight. So let's do it again, Iris. So that's better. That's better. So what I'm going to do, you could bring it and just lift this up, because this is going to be our centerpiece, or you can take it through like that, and then just bring it over, so through the loop. So you've got that. This is on the same side as this tail end, but when I place in the pipe cleaner, the cable tie, I will, before I tighten it, pull it over and manipulate it to go this side. So I will cut here. I've got that bit. I will save that in case I use this ribbon again, and I could use that for the centerpiece and do it separately. Give this a dovetail as well. And then I have this again, it's organza ribbon with Love Heart, and it's not wired, guys, at all. So on the end I won't dovetail, I would just cut diagonally, because I don't want it fraying. And again, I could place this over, because when I bring that up, it will cover it. So bring that one down here. I'll cut one up here, but it may not sit very well. If it doesn't, then I'll just chop it off at the top, and then I'll place another one here. I'm going shorter at the top because it doesn't sit well with it not having any wire. And then I'll go down this side and just crisscrossing them. I think I've done it the wrong way. I think that has to be that way. Hi. Hello. And I just cut that one about there. Jordan, are you taking that stuff? Don't forget these stand near the front door, and then there's that big Christmas bag. So that is where I've got these tail ends. So then I'm going to get my cable tie. Some people just push it through the centers like that. I usually tend to slide it, if I show you with another one, from here under, just so I know I can make sure I've got it. So I just bring it in like so, get the cable tie. Let's make sure that is on the right side. Bring that in. And I'm not going to tighten it just yet. And as you can see here, there's a crease here where these dowels were sitting. That is where you need to place your wire or your cable tie or your pipe cleaner, because that is your centerpiece, central point of the bow. So I'm not pulling on it too tight, because what I want to do is just fluff up and make sure everything is sitting in the correct position. Again, you can see how these just flop over. So when you have it quite high, it doesn't always, you know, it tends to come forward. Hence the reason I don't always place tail ends at the top with things like, especially that small, with the ribbon being so small. So again, I'm manipulating this before I tighten the cable tie. And that would sit like that, and I've manipulated the shorter one, what was over this side, and I've pulled it over here to sit there, and then now I would tighten it and then cut off the excess of the cable tie. And you've got that. Now you've tightened it, you can be a little bit more forceful with your loops. So you have that. I have tightened it quite, well, not too tight, but I will place in, I should have done it at the beginning, near the beginning, place in my floral wire. And how I do that, if I've already done it, I usually just press the bow down so I'm able to push, usually push the wire back through. Oh my goodness. It's making me out to be telling fibs. My hands are so slippy. Let me get my small little pliers. Give me a better hold. Right, I can feel it's going through. It's looking for it. There it is. And I just slightly push it. And then when it's through, and I can see it, I pull it. So that is now through. And then I will just twist the bow, not the wire, just a couple of times, and then just fluff up. That was just my mistake, guys, where I forgot to place in the wire before I tightened the cable tie. So I'm not going to place that in just yet, because I did think when I was getting things ready, I could place that there, and I may place one loop up here, or maybe two up here as well. So we'll keep those out. Right, let's let's carry on now with our arrangement. Right, so first of all, I'm wanting to place in my my eucalyptus. So I'm just going to cut them down. I've got quite a long one here. So I'll cut that. And that. Now you have your choice. You can go all the way around, or you can just go half the way. It's entirely your decision. So I may go all the way today. All the way, guys. I'm gonna, with this you can actually bend it over and have it going like that to start with. It may look, I've done it like that before. Just manipulate it though at the same time. Twist the stem. So that goes over there. So let's get that in. So I'm going to start right up here. So I'm going to place in our stem. So we've got that like that. Keep that one for down here. As you can see, I've bent the stem and I manipulate it as well. I go to the left, to the right, but then sometimes when I'm doing arrangements I bend it as well, and then I can place in flowers or other foliage inside it. So then it's given me the bottom layer of the eucalyptus and some at the top, so it saves me then having to put more of it in to place at the top as well as at the bottom. So then you can just have fun. So go to the left, then back with the right, put your thumb at the bottom to bring it back to the right, but then bend it over in the center as well. And you can meet up, you can bring it upwards. I'm going to place this in here as well, so it's going two different directions. Now that is really on the length, there's no stem there, so I'm going to pull that off. And they are here what I call prongs. They're what your leaves are on that you've pulled off. So I could add that one in somewhere just along the way. I may place it in here actually. That one hasn't got even anything on, so I will place a pick. So it's got its own stem. There's one here as well. We'll do the same with that. Place that on its own pick. I just put a bit of glue on the end. Any glue that's seeping out at the sides, I take off. I just don't like to see the blob of glue what's dried. I don't think it's, you know, especially if you get fussy customers, you know, who check your work and then they pick up on that. Because some will, guys. So we'll bring this one out to this side. As well. Yeah, one moment, everybody. Sorry about that, guys. My son just wanted mummy's help again. Right, so let's carry on. So because I've got just singular ones here, I'll place one just there. And I'm going to do one exactly on the other side. Just go in. And I'm going to lift it slightly up as well. So let's get the other one. Move those down there. So I don't want it that long. I'm only having it where it's got 2 sets of leaves on it as well. Get that in properly. Lifting it so things can go inside. And I've got one I can place here. I'll bring that one the other way. So it intermingles. So at the moment I don't need any more of the eucalyptus. So that's what we've got. Again, I've lifted it so it's slightly, you know, rounded off at the top so things can go underneath. So then you've got a base of full of eucalyptus, and then you've also got the eucalyptus up above as well. So then you don't then have to be placing in eucalyptus at the bottom and then getting a new, you know, lots of other, another stem to place them around the top. So let's have a look at, place those there. No, that's telling me straight away with the colour of it and the grey tone to the eucalyptus, that will then clash with that, so that the clustered twine fern is a no. So if I get these few oddments, because I do place the oddments in a little you know, band of their own, rubber band, and then place them with the other stems. Now that I prefer. So I don't know how many's here, but I brought the fresh stems out so I could chop away at those as well. So we've got one here that's got 3 sprigs on. So, oh, another one here. So we could bring those up here. So we've got the ones with the 3 sprigs up above. just around the curve at the top. And lift those as well. I'm just putting a little bend on those, not too much. I've got one here that's on its own, it's nothing with it. I could place that in the center, so let's just cut and tidy the stem up. I don't want a big long stem, I'm only going for about 1.5 inches of the stem. But let me just make sure it's not going to come off. I'm going to glue it on as well. And then I'm going to go vertical with that, because that is, and just slightly lift it. So it's got, so when I say lift it, I mean so you've got movement. So that's slightly curled over. So I've got two. I could bring, and then I've got this one down here. So I could place those in like so. Let's just cut this at an angle so I can get it in. Again, I'm going under. So I've got some. You can bring one of the two up above if you wish. I tend to, when it's wispy bits like this, I tend to like to see them around the bottom area. But that's my personal, again, my personal preference. And then I'm going to place one vertical, so that's why that stem is slightly shorter, and that one can go there. Like that. If you want to fill in a little bit more. Oh, I can see a... Let me pull that one off at the bottom. And just have a single stem on, you know, on them as well. And just cut that one off. I quite like them when they move, when they're like that, curvy. I think that gives it movement. You can place one or two, or how many? Hi, hon. How many you'd like on the edge? Thank you. Your shave. Your. Oh, okay. And then just bring it on the widest point, just to place something here as well. So you've got a bit of it in this area too. So then you've got your wispy bits all around. And then when you place on, you could place on, if you wish, your ribbon now. We may do that before we start getting too much foliage or floral placed in. So we'll bend that one over, pop that through with our weaving needle through the back, just pull it pop it off, get the other wire, and go through that side. Just turn the bow into the direction you'd like it to sit. Twist. Put that, then I'll get my pliers, needle nose pliers, flatten that. And then you can, with these wired ribbon, just do that to it, push it at the end upwards and then bring it back down like you're flattening it, so to speak, and that shortens that area, or that tail end should I say. And you've got that. You can actually do it with the longer ones as well. You just go up like that and give it a bend, so, and you can have it like that. So, and then just fluff up. There's the one in the centre. I don't know whether I like the little ones. I'm going to chop those, guys. I knew I wouldn't. Because they're just flopping. They're not really doing much. So there you have that. Oh, my husband's bought me a cup of coffee. So I'm not going to need any more boxwood, miniature boxwood. One's just come off a leaf and I can't find it, not in all this. So I'll just place a pick on it for now until I find it and place it in with the others. So they are there. Now we have our fern. Okay, let me just look at these. These might be too much. I think with those guys, because of the eucalyptus, I think the eucalyptus looks lovely. I think with those, they may be too much. I'll put them on the floor for now, because we've got our lambs here as well. Let's get, see, these was on a bunch and I've chopped away at them, so let's get, I think these were the ones that you could pull, yeah. Oh, I'm no good pulling with my arm. Oh hey, we'll be fine. I look at it like this. There's more people out there who are suffering than what I am. I'm going to place these on single picks. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll quickly place these on their own picks. You may see when I'm doing I'm dipping it in glue and I wipe it up the sides. It's only so I'm trying to wipe off the glue strings that may follow. It's not that I'm taking all the glue off. So we've got those as well. So I'm going to place in, which ones do I'm going to place in these at the top. These are quite long. What's wrong with that one? Nothing. That one's quite long as well. I'm just taking off a bit of the rubber stem on that one. Oops, a daisy. So what I'm doing is I'm going near to the center point as possible, and I'm just going to bend that slightly. I'm going to do it under here as well. I will place a small one, I think. I don't want these to look like the wings, so I may bring them, some of them under, especially the ones at the top. Oops, I've pulled the wire out. I can feel a little bit lifting. I'm going to bring that one down there. And so I'm going to go straight in. Just lift if I can. That's too long. Take that one out. Place in a smaller one. That's better. So now we'll cut these down. We'll just bring some around. Again, just following the shape of your heart, love heart. Oh, 1 minute, guys, somebody's here. Oh my God. Sorry about that, guys. It was a lady who has come to want to place an order for something for her home. Now she's just had something that I made for her the other day. She now wants something else, which is good. She's gonna send me such like a message of what she'd like. So there we have those. I've got one that I'm going to place up above here. Again, I'm going to cut this stem shorter. Because it's right in the center point. Just give it a little bit of a lift. You know, when I say lift, I mean, you know, just bring it towards yourself. I've moved the camera slightly. I had a look. Right, let's start with our roses. And then we'll figure out where we'd like to place in our lisianthus. Let me just have a drink, guys, before it goes cold. Oh, do you like my new cups? My sister said they look like curtain rings. But she loves them. She wants me to get her some. I don't mind. So, now I want one rose right at the top in the center. So we're going to cut that one really short. Well, I'll say really short. I'll keep that in case I want to place that in. And then I'm going to keep these for you new beginners who don't know, in case I get a flower and it's just the head and I need a stem to push into the head. Then I've got that I can use to glue it in to the head of the flower instead. So I do save those. I've just cut the leaf off of there and kept it and put a little bit of a stem on. And these are wonderful because they actually come, as you can see, with the thorns on them here as well, and the thorns that go down. So they are quite good. Right, so let's get this one in. I'm not having it let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it so it's a bit longer, or let's get it in from the side and then bend it into place. And I want it something like that. Let's turn that. So because I've got that there, I may be able to place this one here. The other leaf that I chopped off just at the side. I'm going to shorten that and take that glue off. So I'm going to shorten it even more, guys. And I'm going to do what I did here with the other leaf. Place that there. And let's get the flower in. And just place that in, bend it outwards. So we've got that sort of effect. I don't mind if these slightly come over. Again, like the eucalyptus, I don't mind that little bit. As long as I can see the word love, that I'm, you know, that's what I'm looking out for. Now I want to bring one down at the bottom as well. So let's just see where our wreath is, and I want to measure where I'd like it to sit, because I want it in between the tail ends. So I want it around there. So then I turn it over, and then you can see with it on your wreath how long that your stem is. But then you need to have at least an inch added on to be able to place it in to your wreath. So that means then I cut about an inch over the wreath. Save that. I could do it for a smaller flower. And then I will place this in and then bend it like an L shape, the stem. So that is what we will do. Just make sure the blue string's not on. So we will go in here. Just wipe a bit of that glue off. And that's just another way of seeing how long you'd like a stem, or to work it out. And then slightly bend the head and just bring a bit of the foliage around it, like so. Then obviously you've got to fluff up your bow again, but that doesn't matter. So like that. Isn't that pretty there? So I want to place in berries down here, so I've left a gap, or I may place in the lisianthus or the lamb's ear. Right, just sit that. I want to place one here. I'm bringing this one in, then I'm going to bring that one out, because that one comes in, as you can see at the top. So that's out, in, bring that one out further, in, out, and then that one in, and then that one's out. So that is how I'm doing it around the side. So we'll just put a band on those. So that'll be 6 red roses. I know some people, well, I know somebody who gave for Valentine's Day their loved one 100 red roses, real, and I thought that was really sweet. Right, so these are coming in, so I don't want these too long, so about here. So the other one on the opposite side, I'll cut that one and measure it with the one I've just cut. So there two, out, in, and you get out. So we'll place in our grapevine. Lift up the head slightly. Just move that there. Again, lift the head up. And these I want slightly further out. And these are going on the widest point of the love heart. Let's measure this one. I'll save those. Just lift those heads. And like that. Because what we're trying to do is form the shape of the heart. So these being on the widest point will help to form. Just get that in. Just want to make sure that's in the wrong place, guys. So let's get that glue off. So we'll go a little bit higher up. I don't know if it's because I'm pressing on the board. There we have it. So you've got that. Like that. Just so we have it like that. You can see where these are on the widest point and these have gone in to the point. So again, in, out, in. Right, now let's have a look at our lisianthus. I don't have to really add the white, but I think the white would look really pretty. And hence the reason I've got the stems where I can manipulate, because all these stems are wired. So that is a fabulous help. So I can manipulate them. I want go under. Just place that here. So again, I'm placing things in first, guys, so I've got a sort of an idea of what I'm wanting it, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, wanting it to look like without it. What is this? Bring that one down a bit. Bend that over like it's coming around. Have one of these down here, so I'm going to take one of them off. Is it for the longest? I'll take that off. I can do that one. I'll keep those two together. just taking the little prong off and tidying up the stem. So I could bring that down here and have it sat with that one, and then the bud have that one at the top. So we'll do that. Let's place the bud in at the top. We'll have that just sitting on the outer side. I don't want these this long, the stems. Oh, that was hard. And then that one. So let's get these in as well while we're here and work our way down to the bottom. Around here. Bring the rose up. And we can fill it in a little bit more with some more greenery. I've got the eucalyptus as well still on the floor, so we could use that. Let's have a look. Let's get that glue off the board that I've just got it on. Bring up our foliage as well. Take that one underneath. Like so. We'll bring that one slightly turning, so they look like they're just turning round to the edge, you know, going down to that point. I don't want that one touching. I need something here. I've got the other two there, so I could put the other two up here. But I want to get this in at the bottom. So let's cut this at a angle and place this in as well at the bottom. So just move out all the foliage. I've got that there. And lift that head up slightly as well. So there you have that. So I've got these two, so I could either place them in as one. I personally feel I need one around there on each side. So let me just go and get another stem. Oh gosh, I've got lots. Pull one out. Oh my goodness. There we go, there we go. They come quite compact like that. They're not fluffed up or anything. So we'll place these in individually. I don't want that, I can't do nothing with that, it's too tiny. I think I'm going to place these at the top. Just near the centre rows. Just bend that towards yourself, just a little bit. Oops, a daisy. There we have it. Bring it out a little. And then I'm going to bring, I don't want to overload it with white, and I feel like I am doing. I want to do the same down here. I may need some smaller red flowers or buds of roses. Oops, I've gone in the wrong place. Just bring those down there. So we've got that at the moment. I feel around here we're overloaded with the white flowers. So what I'm going to do, it's this one, it's the centre one. Take that off. Don't be afraid to do things like this. Let's have a look if I could place these on the bottom somewhere. No, I'm not gonna put those in, guys, because I just feel I'm overloading it. I'm gonna hold back. It's just something was just bothering me. When you get that feeling, guys, that something's not right, and you can see what it is, and I think that looks slightly better without those coming on the centre, because you've got all this area full of white. And it was too much. It was sort of like hiding the roses, which I still think we could do with a little bit of red in, maybe around here or up here as well, or even on the edging, the top edge here. So whether it be because we've got the red, the white, we need a red. Let's just have a look at either a different rose instead of that one, a brighter one. Or will that make it more recognisable? I think that will make it more recognisable. I think if I stick to the same rose, so let me get two out. don't want any more. So what I'm going to do, because that is out, they've come in, I'm going to bring these in closer. So we're going to cut that. I've cut the rose off, and I've got the part of the leaf. I'm going to cut that off, leave with a bit of stem, and save that so we can place this leaf in at any point. So as you see, it's got 2 sets of leaves. Chop it off. Then you've got this one on the long stem. Just go further down enough to be able to put it in somewhere. Save it, and then save your long one for something. So I'm gonna bring these, because that's the end of the arrow. If I lift it up, that's the end of the arrow here, and there's a tip of the arrow. So I'm gonna bring those around there in to break up this clump of white. And I feel that that's what's needed. See, I don't want to go, I want to try and just stick to what we're using. Instead of, you know, placing in other lots of different foliage. I just want to stick to these. Save those. Let's get the berries in. There'll be a bit of a difference with the berries as well, having these in. As well, I may place another bow just to draw your eye, or maybe place another couple of loops either side of here. So we're keeping that out. Let's get in our berries, and I'm going to place these before I put them in. One down at the bottom. Let's have a look. I'm going to keep that stem relatively long. I want that there. That one in here, around here, to fill in this little gap. Get it just sitting in, and then I've got one. Don't know whether to bring that in. Let's just bend it and have a look. No, I don't like that there, so I'll just put that away with the others. So we're going to just have those. So let's get these in. Now we know where these are going. And I always find it's good to just, you know, position things before you make your final decision. Because I've done it before, where I put them in and then after, oh, don't like those. Don't like those there. And I've had to take them out. So I tend to place a lot of things for, with my foliage, I, you know, at the base of it, I don't, because, you know, I generally, well, I do know where to place it. So let's place the one right at the end, in between the two flowers. There we go. Just have a few berries. Now let's move on to our lamb's ear. Now I know in this bunch there's some oddments, some longer stems, some oddments, and some that I've put on picks. So now by adding this lamb's ear, this will help bring it live a bit more as well. So I'm just going to pick out the ones that I placed on picks. Let's place that. I want to place these relatively near where the roses are, with them being dark. I want to bring some in as well. I'm just looking for somewhere to, so it sits quite well. I don't want them flat. I want one right at the top. Again, I'm trying not to overload. I'm going to bring one underneath the rose here. Excuse my hand, everybody. Good. I think. Just have a little debate with myself. Yeah, you see, I knew the would eventually. I don't want no more of those lamb's ear, so let's gather those back together. And the reason I'm doing it is in red and white is because I always say, you know, whatever colour you've got on your sign, try to incorporate those colours within your arrangement. Now with these guys, I'm just sitting them quite, I don't want them sticking out too far, if I can see. Let's just move that rose a little bit. There we go. So I want to use them as depth. I don't want them as sticking out how I've placed them in. If that's what you'd like to do, is have them sticking further out, you know, that's up to you guys, because they are quite light. I don't want them to be relatively noticed too much. just having those underneath the tail ends. Because these are some little oddments that some of the leaves may have snapped off, and I placed them on a pick and used them that way. So they can just be for little things like this. And again, and the one at the bottom. Some of my lambs here you can pull the leaves off, and others I've had you can't. So I want this under the rose. And just make sure I don't catch anything. Just to soften a little bit down there. And at the top. Now last one. Should I place one there? Yeah. Gosh, I thought I'd not placed one there then, guys. Let's get that one in under there as well to fill in that gap. This, I'm going to place this one in here just to add in that little extra bit of foliage. I'll do it there as well. Again, waste not, want not, guys. If you've got it and it's there and you can do something with it, do it. Right, now I've got these out, and placing that, I mean, I wouldn't want to use the whole of that. There. See, that looks pretty. I don't really, it needs something here, so it may be the bow. Place it there, just, it's a bit creased. So I just have a quick, just a quick bow. Well, I say do one, just turn it in my hands. I think it's here it needs to go. Then do I place one here as well? Let's just a small bow. So let me just move our wreath. That's what we've done so far. So you can still see the word love. So let's just do a small one. Now tail end, let's have a look. There, about there. I'm going to do this one in our hand. Let's get everything ready. So I'm going to get floral wire, and then I've got, where's that little piece that fell? And then there's a little extra bit that I had left from the last roll, part of the roll. So how big do we do our loops? Yeah, 10" on the mat, which is 5" loops. So on the mat, just gather together and pinch, bend it over like so. Because it's got a pattern on it, especially, well, I twist either way. Then measure 10" again on your mat, pinch, bring it towards you, and twist again the bow, because you're bringing your ribbon downwards, and you need the pattern up. So do I do a centerpiece or not? No, I'm not going to do it. So we'll get our floral cable tie. Sorry, I've still left it attached to the bow. That's okay, because I may want to cut one of the tail ends just slightly longer than the other. Just fluff. The same, measure like that. If they meet the same, then you know that you've got the same measurements or the same length loops. Just twist everything into place before you do, then pull. Cut the cable tie. Get your floral wire or pipe cleaner, whichever you're using. Twist your ribbon. So bring those down. Right, I want that about here. So I've cut similar length. So that's our bow. I don't, just trying to think whether I place one up there as well. It looks nice in 3 different places. For some reason, guys, if I'm being quite honest, it's drawing me to this side, because there seems to be a... Have I not placed in? Oh, that one's come off. Let's just glue this lamb's ear back on, guys. Oops. I can't. goodness. It's better. So that's there, that's there. Pull that out. I think the reason why it looked a bit bare is because I placed that one down here and that should be here. I thought something wasn't right, it looked a bit different. There, that's better. Looks a bit more with it now. So in that case I could either place in the bow here and have it just slightly hanging there, or I could easily place it just offset to this side, maybe, and bring it in and pull it so it's the bow, the loops, pull it behind the wreath so the loops are gathered together. I know my sister, if she'll be watching, she'll be shouting down where to place it. I feel it's at the top, so I'm going to place it at the top, because now I've altered that, that feels better. Do I place a little bit of this on? No. So we're just going to have it as it is. There's always a little bit of something that you tend to do or realise that something's needed once you've placed in a lot of your elements. Now I want that over there. So where's the other? And bring that one through as well. I can see. Oh, my hands are very still. Just pull it through. There you go. So move the hook out of the way. Just twist it. Cut off some of the excess. Oops, daisy. And get that in. So I've got a loop either side. Oh no, that one went there. A loop either side of the beautiful rose, but shorten those and place in little. So you can still see the word love. Fluff up now, again. Centralise that rose. Where does that come from? There. So I'm not going to place anything else in. I think I keep adding and adding, it's going to make me want to just keep adding other elements, you know, as well. I want to try and stick to the you know, around 3 basic foliages, 3 or more. I tend to like to stay around minimum 3. Again, like I state, unless the customer specifies they just want 1 foliage, then I tend to always stick to 3. I'll save that bit of ribbon for another project. So let's just get rid of all this mess around me. All my tools, let's move those out of the way. I think my bucket's getting a bit too overcrowded with all odd stems that I save. I don't know about you guys, if you've got a bucket or a box or something with them all in, and it's getting quite overcrowded. Every so often I do go through them and I do, you know, look and see which I probably haven't used for, you know, and probably won't. I'm going to get the easel out and I'm going to place it on the easel for you to have a better look at it. So, but that's what we've done for today's tutorial. Let's get our easel. Again, I don't think I'll be doing many more Valentine's Day's ones. Let's just pop it on. Hook. Just fluff it up. Just fluffing it up, everybody, so I can get it looking right. I think that's sort of, I'd have to have a proper go at it. I just don't want to waste time on, so now let's see if I can come back a little bit more. I think I can see an issue already. Oh, so daisy. I just spotted something. And it will bother me, guys. It will bother me. Right, snip that. Can you see here how far it goes in? I wanted it coming down like that. I didn't want it to be sunk so far in, and also here there's a gap there, so I'm gonna place in a bit of eucalyptus. Again, I don't want to be using anything different than what we've used. I want to bring it softly inwards. So it'd be better, you know, when you place it on. Let me just cut that one off as well. I feel something's missing. Let's just get this one in. And this is the best time to check when you've if you're doing it on your work bench. This is one of the best times to check your work is when you place it on an easel and it's upright, and then you stand back and then you can see, like I saw immediately. I'm gonna hang those down. And that, yeah, I saw immediately that there was gaps that needed filling in. Right behind this lisianthus bud, there's definitely one needed there. Because when it's on your workbench and it's flat, you don't really get the true, well, you do and you don't, the true look of your arrangement, because it's flat and everything else could be squashing it. Don't want those there. I won't settle, guys. Let me just see. With a bit of movement up above. Let's just see. Give that's better. Give that a shape. I'm putting in the dusted twine fern, especially around the top, because it looks slightly flat, no movement. And again, I like movement. Oops, daisy. So I'm going to just dot a bit of this around. I will show you. If you see with a dusted twined fern at the top, it's giving you that shape and that movement. Again, I don't want it spreading everywhere where it's there, then right next to it. I want to, you know, give it a good 10 inches or 10 inches apart from each other. So it's just, especially here where this bud is, it needs it. So that fills that bit in. And I'll be more than happy then. Where the bud is here. Oh, I was just about to grab him in the centre. Oops, the daisy. I've got to follow it going down, guys, just, you know, to keep it balanced. If I don't do that, it won't be balanced. That one can go on the bottom. If I just stop here, it's just not going to look quite right. I need to bring just some of those through here. We need that motion, that movement. I mean, I've seen people who do wreaths and they do it where there's not really, I mean, they're beautiful. They don't put a lot of movement foliage in. They're quite compact. And again, don't get me wrong, they look beautiful once they're done. But my signature style is, I just like the movement. I think those tail ends I'm going to cut short as well. It's just have mini ones. Sorry about this, guys. But if I don't get it right, I will go in, once I finish work, I will go inside and it will play on my mind. It literally will. To the point where I'll just come back out, you know, and I'll just rectify it. to get this to go. There we go. Better. Right, I think that's better, guys. I'm going to come from out again, and I'm going to have a look. Now, I don't know if you can see it again, guys, but it's still where that berry is on the front area. Oh, I will certainly not give up. Certainly not. You know, I don't really want to change what we've been using, but let's get these little ornaments here. They are green. This is a bit of the boxwood, but the long leaf. Just here. That's bothering me. So let's get that in. Where's that? Oh, that needs to go here. So it's here. Getting to me. Oops, a daisy. See, and plus, like when I do these videos, I do like you to be, you know, to see that I sometimes, well, I don't struggle, but I sometimes take well, I don't know what the word is. I just don't know what, like, to cut and edit. I want you to see that I'm, you know, when I'm having to rectify something, how I would do it. You know, and if something's not enough, or it's something's needed. And what I would do, you know, it's just there basically for help as well for yourselves, or, you know, to give you, I know because some people tend to cut and edit. I've noticed, I know a lot of videos I've watched, they cut and edit. I don't. Again, you need to be able to show the people, especially if there's people watching your videos. I mean, this is just my opinion, guys. Everybody's got their own opinion. But I feel that you need to show people who are learning how to, you know, create something on, if you make a mistake, how you would, or what you would do to correct it. And if you don't, I'm not being horrible, but I just think if you don't do that, then, you know, how can the person who's watching learn when it comes to them making a mistake if they haven't had the guidance on being shown on the video how they would do it? That's just, you know, how I feel. I feel that you need to know that, you know, through teaching experience. I just feel that you need to be shown that, guys. And it's not me being horrible to people, it's just what I think is needed. It's just needed. You don't go to in person. If you went to class, you know, you don't sit in class and if you were struggling, the teacher doesn't explain it to you and show you what to do you? You know, if you're going to class or on a course in person and you're not sure, the tutor, it's their job to show you what to do. Hence the reason, you know, that's what I'm doing. I just find that people who, well, not people, but when some videos are cut and edited, it's like, it's trying to make the person look like they don't make mistakes, you know, and that's not being horrid. That's just how I feel and how I think. So I'd rather you see me go wrong and you see me correct things. How else are you going to learn? You know, I'm not being snobby. And you could tell when people cut and edit anyway. You can see it in the video. There, that's it. I don't need no more. I've covered up the areas with the long leafed boxwood. So I've used the long leaf and the short leaf boxwood. Just so again, I've chose this long leaf boxwood because I said I didn't want to change any of the foliage that we're using, so I've stuck with the boxwood like we've had the boxwood, but I've gone on I've picked the larger leafed one. So I have stayed and true, I guess, to my word that we've stayed with the same foliage, but one's just got a longer leaf. Anyway, again, let me do my duty, guys. That's better. I'm more happier with that. Right, guys. Sorry for the extra long video. But I hope, oops. But I hope you enjoyed it, guys. And I hope it's helped you out on how to attach, you know, some signs to your wreath front, the whole of your wreath front, where it just leaves you the sides to be able to place in your foliage and floral, and also to, you know, do your little bow. I've straightened these back out. I just wanted them, I preferred them a bit straight so they go a bit longer than the rose. And to place, you know, a couple of bows in, and to bring that shape around as well. I've got a glue string on me. And just to use 2 florals and your foliage, 4 foliage now. Now I've incorporated the dusted twined fern. I needed that movement to sort of like bring this curvature around. I could have easily have done it, but the ferns wasn't doing it enough for me. I needed it around here more than anything. So so yeah, and using soft coloured foliage as well. I could have used the dark green orange leaves, but they did look nice, but I thought, you know, it's Valentine's Day. You don't, you know, well, I say you don't, but, you know, I probably would on some things, so I may be contradicting myself here, but I think nice soft coloured foliage looks lovely, you know, for things for loved ones, you know, and things like that. Like you've got your eucalyptus, your dusted twined fern, your lamb's ear, your and your boxwood, which is light in colour as well, even your little mini one as well. So, you know, that's all light. And then you have your dark, deep, red, stroke burgundy roses. They are actually velvet roses, and they've got like the veins as well on the side, like the others. And then your gorgeous, gorgeous lisianthus, which I adore. Added in there. It did irritate me because when I was placing them down, I got too much white up above. So I had to chop a couple off and take them away because it was just too much. Even when I was, you know, doing the wreath, I was focusing on the lisianthus. So when I was placing other things, my eyes kept getting drawn back to the lisianthus. So, and hence the reason I brought in another couple of roses as well, to try and take that away, to balance it out. And then by just bringing in a few berries, you don't have to have green berries, but this lime green against the dark red, you know, really bounces and counteracts off each other. It's just, you know, beautiful contrast. And then with your red and white sign in the centre, you don't have to use lisianthus. You could use ranunculus, you could use other roses or rosebuds or daisies, tulips. You could use white tulips, they're beautiful, magnolia, lilies, you know, peonies. It's entirely your decision, guys. You know, whatever you know you may want to create. And if you haven't got a sign with love on, just do a big bow in the middle. That's good enough. That is good enough. You don't have to break your, you know, go out and spend your pennies that you may not really can afford to buy things like this. You know, just put a nice beautiful bow on. I'm sure, well, I've done it myself and they do look beautiful. Just do a bow with more loops than what I've done. You know, do it probably with 10 loops either side, so you've got a big statement piece in the middle. You know, that would look fabulous. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Sorry again that it's took so long. It's over 2 hours. Well, it's like a movie, isn't it? So, but why not sit in a nice, well, in a cold day like it is, and sit and watch the Flower Patch movie. So, right, I'm glad you're watching it. I appreciate you all watching my videos immensely. I really do. So, you know, keep watching, guys. You know, please don't skip parts because you may miss something. Keep going throughout the video, or watch it a bit and then watch another piece another day or the rest of it, because they are long, but I do like to teach step by step. So, and please subscribe, share and like, you know, to the world, to everybody who you know. I really, really, really do appreciate it, you know, and it's my honour to create things for you guys. I know I've had quite a lot of messages where people are saying thank you for taking up your time to share your ideas, you know, and your creations. Guys, it is my honour. If, you know, I look at it, if you are sitting there and watching my videos, that is joyous to me, and that's honourable to me. So I am honoured out of, you know, goodness and respect. I, you know, don't mind showing you as much as I can, or any requests. It's just my honour. So again, please subscribe, share and like, guys. I won't be here tomorrow as it's Friday, so have a wonderful weekend. And I'm not allowed to be doing anything heavy or anything. Doctor's orders. But you know us people, you know, we just sort of like crack on and get on with things. So I'll be doing other things. So have a wonderful weekend. Take care, everyone. Wrap up warm if it's cold where you are. Stay safe. I love you all dearly. God bless, and I'll see you Monday. Bye for now. Bye bye. Oh, it's 2 hours 21 minutes, guys. That is long. Right, there's the lovely ribbon, guys. What I said, the beautiful lamb's ear, the velvet, the lovely lisianthus with the green berries, the long leaf boxwood, the dusted twined fern, your red velvet roses. Can you see the creases here? Look, along the each petals. I think they're wonderful. Your beautiful coloured eucalyptus as well. Where's the baby? Oh, you've got some fern here as well. I was touching it earlier on. Oh, it's here. And the little baby boxwood. I don't think my phone will zoom in on it. It's so tiny. There we go. As well. And then our wonderful sign in the centre. So I hope you had a wonderful day. Oh, there's a little ribbon with the love art, the organza with the love arts on as well. So have a wonderful day, guys. Take care. All the best, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye for now.